And you should be able to see what we see in the StreamYard screen in YouTube. And this will be, it'll be what's broadcasting on YouTube. If you want to, I would suggest all of you not being on YouTube during the actual show, because you don't necessarily need to be, but this is just so you guys can see what people are going to see. And if you notice on the right-hand side, there's a chat box. That's where attendees will be typing in information for the live auction, et cetera, et cetera. And that will immediately transfer over to where we are in StreamYard. So we'll be able to see everything that people are saying in the chat box in StreamYard.
So what I'm getting when I click on that link is not you live. It's one you did before. You did an earlier one.
I did. That's the one I canceled.
Okay, that's what I'm still getting.
Yeah, because that's the only link that I had to a YouTube. So I went back to that one, I think.
All right, hold on a second.
I have Rick in there.
Yeah, but it's not live.
Okay, I'm going to go on mute because there's too much background noise.
Yeah, go on mute.
How do you? Okay, I'm just canceling out the YouTube because that wasn't live, Rick.
Okay. Let me get the
I also couldn't see, well, I guess because it wasn't live, I couldn't see where you go on mute.
It's in the, if you go on the actual screen in YouTube, there's a mute button.
Okay.
All right. I just put a new YouTube link in the private chat.
Okay.
That's the one where you probably would see us now.
And this is still the one that we've already sent out.
Yeah, the one that we sent out is still correct and will work for the show.
That's the
This is just one that's started for this research.
Still the one that we've already sent out.
Is still correct and will work for the show. That's the one that's started for this research.
Still the one that we've got it.
So you can hear that there is a delay.
But not me.
You can hear that there's a delay between StreamYard and when it actually broadcasts out to YouTube. So there's like a 3-second delay or longer.
Yeah.
So that's why you want to make sure you have your, you want to have it muted. Not StreamYard, but you want YouTube to be muted. Which again, for all of us on this, I would suggest not even being on YouTube because it's really not necessary. It's really for the people that are viewing. I just wanted to be able to show you so you could see what it would look like for the viewers.
Cool.
Okay.
So should we close that out?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
And Julie, why don't you type in YouTube a question or something in the chat box and we can see in StreamYard how it comes up.
Okay, hold on, because I just canceled. Hold on.
Or here, I can do it.
It comes up in comments, right?
It's just to the right of the screen where it says chat, top chat.
It'll show up in private chat or in comments on StreamYard.
Comments.
So yeah, there's
There you go.
So yeah, there's probably I don't know, 5 to 10 second delay onto YouTube.
There is. There's a bit of a delay, so that's why I wanted to show you all this. So that's where
in case I drop some curse words, is that why? So they can bleep it out or something?
Probably, yeah. Okay, so if everybody could sign out of the YouTube and then we'll start the rehearsal just in StreamYard.
So, but that's really important for you, Philip, to know when you're doing the bidding, right, Rick? That
correct. All the bidding is going to be coming through the comments section. So Philip, you'll want to have the comments section up in StreamYard for the live auction piece. So you'll see where people are going.
Right.
Whenever we give you updates about people who are donating through text to give, we'll be putting that information in the private chat. So that's just for the people that are here in StreamYard.
So there is a small chance that I call an auction as done, and then 2 seconds later something shows up because my delay to them is 10 seconds and their delay back to me is another couple seconds. So
that's I would probably allot like 10 seconds before you call like a final auction item.
And I would actually announce that at the beginning of the live auction and just say, because of this hosting technology, there is a bit of a delay. So after I call final, there'll be a couple of pauses here as we wait for your bids to come in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we only have a few items, so it's not like it's going to be really painful. So Rick, are you going to remain logged into YouTube so you can be a pretend bidder?
Yeah, I can be, yeah.
I think it will be good just to practice that, Philip, as when we go right now.
Okay.
So I just want to pull up the cheat sheet just to be looking at that a little bit as we go. Hold on. You know what? I'm just going to print it out really quick. But anyway.
So Julie, do you want me to just start with the beginning and show the videos and then have Philip sort of practice his beginning and then intro to Aziza so Aziza can see where she's going to be coming in?
Yeah.
One thing I want to tell everyone is whenever we're doing the show on Tuesday, I, myself, and Julie are going to be muted the entire time. You won't be able to hear us during the show because if right now we're talking and that would be streamed out to the YouTube channel. So you won't be able to communicate with us verbally. The only way you can communicate with us is through the private chat. So if for some reason you have some sort of question or you don't know what to do, that's something that's coming up, type in the private chat and we'll be able to see it there. Okay. And then also I will mute both Philip, your and Aziza's microphones just before you come on to speak each time. So just know that your mic will be muted and right before you go on, I will unmute your mic to speak, okay?
Hold on a second, I'm just printing this thing out. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So what I'm gonna do is just for this rehearsal, I'm going to leave everyone unmuted so we can chat through things. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the show so you can see what it's going to look like. And then it'll go Philip to your mother who will introduce you. And then you can come up and practice your piece there and then introduce Aziza so Aziza can see where she's going to come in. Okay?
So Rick, how do you make the screen larger? I mean, right now I've got all 4 of us in boxes, but sometimes you can enlarge it. So that
there's a box in the bottom right-hand side of your screen.
Yeah.
But I would leave it smaller because, for example, it's going to end up being like this. I just made myself big.
Yeah.
So that's what the show will end up looking like.
Okay.
So let me start. Some of the transitions are going to be a little bit awkward right now because I haven't finished editing everything, but you'll get a good sense of how everything is going to go. So I'm going to start this.
Hello and welcome to all our guests from around the world who are joining our very first Aslan virtual event. My name is Smith Ewell, and it has been my honor to be chairman of the board of the Aslan Project for the last 6 years. We are thrilled to be hosting our annual Washington, D.C. event virtually this year so that we can raise awareness to a broader audience both about our work and about childhood cancer in Ethiopia and Kenya. In addition, it is providing us a greater opportunity to introduce you to our partners on the ground and to the children and families we serve. The major purpose of the evening is to raise funds so that the work of the Aslan Project can continue. You will hear tonight of the great progress that we and our local partners are making toward our goal of establishing effective and sustainable pediatric cancer health systems in both countries, and how Aslan successfully pivoted its operations at the beginning of the pandemic so that this progress has only escalated during the past 7 months. To ensure that this progress can continue, we have a set goal for the event of $60,000. And thanks to major sponsors like the Anderson Company and the Bill and Terry Tomoff family, we are well on our way to meeting that goal. While we are aware of the many competing needs during this challenging time, we ask that each of you join us in support tonight so that when we can come together in person next year, we will be able to celebrate the opening of additional pediatric cancer units, the training of more pediatric oncology physicians and nurses, the continued improvement in standards of pediatric cancer care, and the increased survival of children with cancer in Ethiopia and Kenya.
Hi, I'm Mary Louise Cohen, and I'm one of the founders of the Aslan Project. I'm delighted tonight to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, Dr. Philip Cohen. When he was 16, Philip spent a month in Ethiopia and returned to tell his dad and me how deeply impressed he was by the people he met there. So impressed that he convinced us to return with him later that year. On that trip, we met Temesting Camacho, and the seeds of the Aslan Project were planted. Philip later served as our staff person when we were just putting the program together. And while Philip was important to the creation of the Aslan Project has been even more important to Philip. The team of world-class doctors that Aziza pulled together inspired Philip to spend a summer working in a pediatric oncology clinic in Tanzania. That experience led him to go to medical school, and he is now a third-year resident at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, where he's also a global fellow. Now, I just hope that medical school education also taught Philip how to run a fundraiser. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you to everybody else out there joining us this evening to hear about the incredible progress the Aslan Project is making in childhood cancer care in Ethiopia and Kenya. Tonight, you'll hear from some of the people whose steadfastness and ingenuity has helped make the Aslan Project grow in its impact and reach. You may notice that this fundraiser isn't like other fundraisers you're used to attending. There's no red carpet to show off your fancy duds. There's no stranger sitting next to you that you can try to steal a bread roll from, and parking was really a cinch, wasn't it? Not everything has changed, though. I am pretty nervous as a public speaker, and so I am trying to imagine everyone in their birthday suit out there right now to calm my nerves. In all seriousness, this event will be shorter, but no less impactful compared to previous fundraisers. And we are also thrilled that you've decided to come make the time to join us. As we start the evening, I do feel a need to pause briefly and remark that these are not normal times. The world has a lot of ugliness in it right now. And frankly, what I find makes that ugliness more difficult is the uncertainty that seems to accompany it. But what I'm hoping you'll come away from tonight is the realization that all is not ugly in the world and that there is hope and progress in the work of many people with a shared goal. Through the 8-year effort of the Aslan Project to build a comprehensive health system in Ethiopia to treat and care for children with cancer, we've achieved our early foundational goals. Simply stated, our dedicated and expert partners on the ground, from government officials to doctors, nurses, pharmacists, data managers, psychologists, and other health professionals, they're now assuming ownership over the country's pediatric oncology units and system. So we've overcome many challenges to get to this point, but we can't stop now. To keep this building health systems stable and expanding, to keep the Aslan training programs, mentorship, and other programs growing, your financial supports are absolutely essential. So at this crucial tipping point, our mission and work is more important than ever. Already, we've had a number of pre-event sponsors that I'd like to thank. The Anderson Company, a hero level sponsor, Dr. Meskarem Asresagan, you're gonna have to help me with that one, a partner level sponsor, and the following friend level sponsors: Smith and Julia Ewell, Jim and Dorothy Gouch, Craig Lustig and Pete Carter, and Margaret Chow. Tonight, we're offering 2 additional giving opportunities throughout the evening. So beginning right now and going forward, you can support Aslan's work by texting Aslan, that's ASLAN, to 56512, again, 56512. To spark your interest, we're also offering a couple special straw items made by mothers of children with cancer in treatment at the Pediatric Cancer Care Center in Addis Ababa. The first 5 donors at $2,500 or above will receive a large straw basket. The first 3 donors at $1,000 or above will receive a large straw mat or wall hanging. The first 20 donors at the $500 level will receive a straw round trivet. And the first 10 donors at the $50 level will receive a bag of Ethiopian coffee donated by the Harar Coffee and Roastery. Later on in the evening, we will be having a short live auction with some wonderful items. There's an online cooking class, some paintings from renowned artist Lewis Stewart, a week-long stay on the water in beautiful Stone Harbor, New Jersey, a gift certificate at the luxurious Salamander Resort and Spa in Middleburg, Virginia, and a catering tray and gift certificate from Call Your Mother Deli in Washington, D.C. But before all that, to hear more about this work, I have the honor of introducing Dr. Aziza Shad. Aziza serves as the medical director of the Aslan Project and the Ellen W.P. Wasserman Chair of the Department of Pediatrics at the Herman and Walter Samuelson Children's Hospital at Sinai Hospital of Baltimore. She has been central since the Aslan Project inception to the efforts to improve pediatric cancer care in Ethiopia. She's not just a brilliant and empathetic physician, she is a force of nature. I would argue that the success of the Aslan Project would be impossible without Aziza's ability to build a cadre of other people happy to spend their otherwise free time working on this project alongside her. Without further ado, Dr. Aziza Shad.
All right, thank you, Philip. I echo your thanks to all our guests for taking the time to join us tonight and hope that you and your families have all remained well.
Lisa, can you hear me? Will you pull, are you on a laptop or a computer or a desktop?
I'm on a
Will
laptop.
you pull your laptop down towards you, the screen? Yeah, or sit up. We need you to be up higher. There you go. Perfect.
That's better?
Much better. Thank you. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. All right. I've got Julie's remarks on another computer next to me, so I just need to make sure that it doesn't look like I'm looking there.
Got it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Philip. I echo your thanks to all our guests for taking the time to join us tonight. I hope that you and your families have remained well through this. I'm just going to use some of my own words because I can't read from a script directly.
Okay.
I hope that you and your families have remained well through this COVID pandemic too. These truly are unsettling times and uncertain times, but I'm proud and thrilled to share that together with our partners in Ethiopia and Kenya, our team has met these challenges head on. In fact, not only has our work with Ethiopian and Kenyan doctors, nurses, and other specialists not stopped, we have actually continued to expand our impact over the past several months. Our progress building the pediatric cancer healthcare systems in this country must track back to our foundational work over the last 8 years. One recent indication, I'm sorry, I'll have the script in front of me so it'll be a little easier. One recent indication of the milestone nature of the work came from the acceptance of our manuscript on our fellowship training program to a very eminent pediatric oncology journal, Pediatric Blood and Cancer, and we are thrilled about it. But tonight, I want to focus on the exciting milestones of the past.
Recent past.
Of the recent past. Okay, I thought we were going to start with the COVID pandemic first.
No, that is, no. We're starting, we're giving the background, and then you move to what's happened during the pandemic.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get this up. Okay, but tonight I want to focus on the exciting milestones of the more recent past. In August 2018, Julie Bross, our executive director, and I met to map out the country's future strategic course with Ethiopia's Federal Ministry of Health and the country's 6 founding pediatric hematologists of oncologists, half of whom were trained by us. The ministry directed us to focus on building a national system, one that integrated Ethiopia's 4 pediatric oncology programs and continued to build a nationwide structure through coordinated training initiatives and other collaborative efforts. Consistent with that directive, we have implemented comprehensive initiatives addressing virtually all aspects of the healthcare system that have, in just 24 short months, realized an amazing transformation. We've moved our fellowship training program back to Tikor Mbesa Specialized Hospital, or TASH, in Addis Ababa, and opened it up to fellows from any other pediatric unit in the country. Our current fellows will go on to staff 2 different cancer centers, and we hope to have other fellows who will join us in 2021 to staff other centers as well. We've sent nurses from around the country and Gertrude Children's Hospital in Kenya to train in Pakistan, where one of the nursing programs in that country is probably one of the best globally today. We've hosted the Global Infectious Diseases team from St. Jude's Research Hospital at a conference on infection prevention and control that brought together pediatric oncologists, infection control and critical care specialists, and pediatric oncology nurses from throughout Ethiopia, as well as our center in Kenya. We've partnered with the University of North Carolina Lineberg Cancer Center and the School of Pharmacy to launch a data collection and management initiative that will soon introduce Ethiopia's first national pediatric cancer registry. And we joined with the Tel Aviv Sorovsky Medical Center in Israel to provide concentrated mentorship to Jimma University Medical Center and design a curriculum to train a novel workforce to broaden pediatric cancer capacity throughout the country. So it is this collaborative groundwork that has enabled the pace and scope of progress to increase significantly during the pandemic. ASLN has responded to the COVID-19 pandemic, and in direct response to it, a pandemic that has infected more than 80,000 people in Ethiopia, including patients, physicians, and social workers on our very own TASH Pediatric Oncology Unit, we launched a campaign to address the acute shortage of PPE and infection control supplies, and in partnership with Ambassador Fitza Merega and the Ethiopian Embassy, have managed to send a huge shipment of supplies to our colleagues there. Thank you for helping us do that. As most of you remember, in 2015, we helped establish the Comprehensive Family and Psychosocial Support Program in Ethiopia called TAPCO. Thanks to the support of the Macmillan Stewart Foundation, we have now extended TAPCO's services to other parts of the country, Mekelle and Gondar as well, so that children in treatment and their families at all Ethiopian pediatric cancer programs now have access to these vital services, which has resulted in abandonment of care for the children as well. Also in early March, we transitioned our education and training program seamlessly to a remote platform and have now provided over 70 lectures via global experts to pediatric hematology oncology fellows in training, residents, nurses, pathologists, infection control specialists, and critical care specialists and others from Ethiopia and Kenya. We've introduced additional initiatives to improve standards of care, including complex case presentations, review of treatment guidelines, and a journal club to discuss articles about cutting-edge research. More importantly, we've enrolled the pediatric oncologists in the top global medical societies to provide them with access to research and training tools. And at the upcoming Society of Pediatric Oncology Congress that starts in Ottawa this week, starting tomorrow, 34 pediatric oncologists and other caregivers in the cancer field have now been registered by us to attend this very important global conference. Looking forward, what is perhaps the most exciting development of all, to me, thanks to all these comprehensive initiatives and investments over the years, we are witnessing our local partners in Ethiopia and in Kenya actually begin to take significant ownership over the pediatric cancer programs in their country. And now we are working with them to establish the first society in Ethiopia for pediatric hematology oncology. That to me is a very exciting achievement because that society will give them a voice, will give them a platform, and will give them a way to work with the government to establish what is really needed for the children with cancer in Ethiopia. So this realization of our train the trainer model is very gratifying, and I can't emphasize enough that this is the type of progress that will ensure long-term sustainability of these healthcare systems. Finally, I'd like to close by sharing a note sent to us by Dr. Tedele Hailu, one of the first 6 pediatric hematologist oncologists in Ethiopia, a dynamic leader who started the program at Ida Comprehensive Specialized Hospital in Mekelle and is now at a premier hospital in Addis Ababa, St. Paul's Millennium Medical College, and is running the pediatric cancer program there. Dr. Tedele wrote, and I quote, "We could not have continued this historic work without the generous support of all of you and our many donors, partners, and medical team members who are helping us realize our mission. We extend the same heartfelt appreciation to each and every one of you." So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions, and I hope I've been able to give you a snapshot into our work in Ethiopia. Thank you.
Aziza, do you want to just do the end again to read his quote and then do the...
Oh, I forgot his quote. I actually got, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Okay. "I cannot thank you enough for the great deal of help that you are doing for us. You and your team are the brightest candles for our journey in this country. In the midst of our frustrations, you gave us strength, hope, and positive energy. Heartfelt appreciation for all of you. We could not have continued our historic work without the generous support of each and every one of you attending this program today and the multiple donors over the years, our partners, our medical team members who are helping us realize our mission. So with that, I would like to extend the same heartfelt appreciation to each and every one of you as well. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for your support as always, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have at this time.
Okay, so I'm going to have people type in on YouTube.
Yep.
Thank you for those, Rick. So we see them in the private chat. Aziza, do you see the questions?
I think Philip put those in, right?
Oh, Philip, great. Oh, Bacon Boy Jr., terrific. I'm going to put in 3 questions, or 2, because you talked about the society, Aziza, and I think it's great where you did that. So I'm going to say, what are the priorities for Aslan in Ethiopia in the future?
I don't see where the questions are because I don't see them in the private chat.
If you click in the comments in StreamYard.
Comments. So it's not in the private chat.
Yeah, I was wrong. It's in the comments.
It's in comments. Yep.
Okay, I didn't put that in, so because I'm not in YouTube anymore. So pretend that I have put in the question, what are Aslan's priorities in Ethiopia for the future?
Okay.
What are Aslan's priorities in Ethiopia for the future?
You want me to answer that?
Yeah, pretend that question was there, because I'm going to, Philip, do you want to type in, okay, Rick typed in, what are Aslan's priorities in Ethiopia for the future?
Okay, so for the future, The first thing is we want to continue.
Can I stop you for a second? What you should say is, I have a question that's come in asking me what Aslan's priorities are in Ethiopia for the future.
Okay. All right. I have a question that's just come in through the chat box. What are Aslan's priorities for the future? So the most important thing is that we continue our work there, which means expansion of the pediatric oncology units to other cities, because the number of children diagnosed in Ethiopia every year is somewhere between 6,000 to 8,000, and a handful of centers, even though we have almost 5 to 6. We have 5 now? We have 6. We have 5 centers we're working with, right?
Blackmore is about to open St. Paul's.
Yeah. So with the handful of centers that continue to provide pediatric oncology care at this time, clearly all kids cannot get the care that they deserve. So expansion is one of our priorities. We would like to move into other new projects, such as detection of retinoblastoma, early detection of retinoblastoma, which is a cancer of the eye, which in the United States is detected very early on, immediately after birth, and most children do extremely well with treatment, which is usually minimal. However, in Ethiopia, children present with advanced disease, so initiating this project would be very important at the ground roots level. And finally, to continue to encourage the development of the society, because that is the platform that is really going to push Ethiopia into the forefront in pediatric oncology.
Okay, so Philip asked, how has the COVID pandemic affected the staff on the ground, including their psyche?
A number of people belonging to our pediatric oncology units, some of our pediatric oncologists, the patients, the staff were also detected to be positive for COVID. For the patients, it became really important that we isolate them, get them better, and then get them back to treatment. So facilities are now in place for the children to be isolated. And once the health is improved, they go back to treatment. For our staff, we have provided PPE, and we continue to support them in every which way possible so that they can counter this pandemic. I don't know what else to say except that this is what we've done.
What I would say with that question too, remember we're our partners on the ground in TAPCO are working with the Ministry of Health to ensure that treatment can continue for the children even during their quarantine. And about the psyche, I think that is a great question, because you could say that, you know, we talk to our doctors doing lectures and meetings, 3, sometimes more times a week. And we are so inspired by their resiliency. And despite these challenges, they are, working positively day in and day out to care for the children. They are continuing their learning and addressing quality improvement issues. And it is really inspiring to, be with them. So I love that question, focusing on psyche too.
Okay, great. So you know what? Maybe we can put these points down so that when when I talk about these questions, I make sure that I've
I'll put
your point.
Down.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So that's good.
All right. And there's another question here, which I think is a really good one. Has the supply of medications from outside Ethiopia been affected by issues? Has it been really affected? I'm not too sure about that, Philip, because medications continue to come in. We haven't heard anything that they've suddenly run into a shortage of major drugs. So maybe that is something that we should address. And then how has the government support changed for your team over the last 8 years? And that I think we can address. When we first started, pediatric oncology hardly existed in Ethiopia, and pediatric oncology care was non-existent. It took us a while to convince the Ministry of Health and our partnering institutions that children could be cured from cancer. 8 years down the road, I'm proud to report that we have a great rapport with the government now. They are supportive. They support our family. They support TAPCO as well. They work with our pediatric oncologists, and we truly are a partner with them. So something to that effect, we can say.
Yeah.
It just can't be too scripted because then it comes across as artificial.
Yeah.
I think if you just read the remarks and, get really familiar with them, Aziza, you don't have to rely on the script as much.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you, Aziza. That was wonderful. I really appreciate it. We actually have to announce a couple of very exciting gifts already this evening. Mr. Jones has donated generously over $600 via the chat platform for the work the Aslan Project is doing in Ethiopia. So thank you so much, Mr. Jones.
It's the give by the text to give platform. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I would have received a text from you guys, or in the private chat, we would have had something saying what was actually donated, right?
Is Mr. Jones a fake Mr. Jones, or is there a real Mr. Jones? Okay. Right.
He's fake. Yeah, we'll be chatting. So let me do that, Philip. That's
In the private
really
chat.
good point. So in the private chat, okay, Mr. Jones donated $10K.
Thank you so much, Aziza. I want to also acknowledge that via the text to give platform, we already have one large donation this evening. Mr. Jones has donated $10,000 to the Aslan Project's work. Thank you so much, Mr. Jones. It'll make a huge difference in the work being done there. Next, I'd like to welcome Julie Bross, who's Executive Director of the Aslan Project, to present the first Global Pediatric Cancer Partnership Award.
Before we do that, just so,
okay.
I'm just going to say really quickly,
Can we show a video at this point? Because it's been a lot of talking.
We are just after my remarks, Aziza.
Okay.
Do you want me to go ahead, Julie?
Yeah, I was just going to say I'm working on, we're going to show a video from Doreen, but I'm also going to be working on a video today, hopefully polishing the one from Dariba. So you'll see the Dariba one later.
You want me to show the Doreen one though, Julie?
No, go with me. So
yeah, I know, but after you.
After me, show Doreen.
Okay.
The Jones Day Foundation holds a very special.
Wait, Rick, we have the intro remarks about the award.
The other clip of you?
Yeah, the first one is the clip where I just talk about the award in general.
Oh, okay. All right, give me a second. I was confused on that. I apologize.
That's okay.
Let me find that one.
I don't know, I just thinking about the other event that I was at, I think we've got like 3 talks, one after the other. And I'm just wondering whether right at the beginning, where we start, because we've got Smith, we've got Mary Louise, we've got Philip, me and you, we've got 5 talks. That is enough for somebody to lose interest after a while of listening to stuff. Can we not interject a video somewhere in between?
We could move the major Aslan video to the beginning, and before Philip introduces you, why don't we do that? So
this is too much talk,
Okay, so why don't we show that video next, Rick? Would that be too difficult to move to that?
No, that's fine.
Okay, so we'll move that in the run of show. So let's show that video. And just so you know, it is in final, except our guy in Ethiopia is adding subtitles across the board. So you can see this video now.
Give me a second.
Okay.
I have to find it. Hold on.
Hi, I'm Daniel Michael Fanning. In the past 8 years, Aslan has been involved in progressing the
Oops, we lost Rick.
Well, that's something that sometimes happens in a live virtual fundraiser, as we all know. If you'll just stick with us for just a second, I'm sure we'll get the video back running. In the meantime, I can announce a couple of more exciting donations been made. Thank you so much to Miss Chat, who donated $2,500. Enjoy the straw basket. You've earned it. Thank you so much for your.
Hey, y'all. Sorry about that.
And it honestly has been a.
Philip filled the time great. So it was really good to happen, actually.
Yeah, I guess so. I apologize for that. Hold on.
Children who were extremely sick.
So was it StreamYard or YouTube that?
It was me.
Oh.
It was user error.
Okay.
And I really do appreciate what Aslan has been doing in bringing change in the lives of these children. Thank you very much, Aslan, for being involved in our
Can
country.
you go back to start him?
Yes.
That part with Daniel so they can see it?
Yep.
Because I think you'll really, you did a great job.
In the lives of these. Thank you very much, Aslan, for being involved in our country. And I hope to work with you in the future. Thank you.
My name is Jamal Bakar. I come from Oromia region, East Zone, Kabili administration. My children's name is Ubana Jamal. This is Ubana Jamal is 2 years old. This is
Rick, it's continuing. Can you move the video back to the beginning?
Black Lion.
But
There we go. Thank you very much.
What was happening?
The video was just continuing. It hadn't moved to the beginning.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Hi, I'm Daniel Hailu Company. In the past 8 years, Aslan has been involved in progressing the care for pediatric hematology oncology patients, and also been involved in re-establishing the hematology oncology fellowship program. And through TAPCO, who gets support from Aslan and other partners. And because of this NGO, we've been able to give treatment and complete treatment. So the rate of abandonment has dropped by 70%. When I was a resident many years ago, most of our patients would die of cancer, and they would die a terrible death. And it honestly has been a major change in the treatment outcome in our patients. It's great to see children who were extremely sick come out healthy and walking around, eating well and playing. And I really do appreciate what Aslan has been doing in bringing change in the lives of these children. Thank you very much, Aslan, for being involved in our country. And I hope to work with you in the future. Thank you.
My name is Jamal Bakar. I come from Oromia region, East Zone, Kabili administration. My children's name is Ubana Jamal. This is Ubana Jamal is 2 years old. This is Wilms tumor stage 1. As that transferred to Black Lion Hospital. After today is Aslan supporting at that time after today. Thank you very much.
I'm Dr. Mahmoud Dinkiye, certified pediatrician in Ethiopia. As we know, currently we have only 7 pediatric oncologists in Ethiopia. If I successfully graduate, I'm going to be the ace for a total population of more than 50 million children in Ethiopia. After this training, I'm going back to St. Paul Millennium Medical College and to take part in establishment of the biggest national cancer center in Ethiopia with a capacity of 250 beds. So this is going to be a high impact project, and using this opportunity, I would like to thank Aslan for facilitating my training. Thank you so much.
እኔ ወደ ላይ በቀለ እባላለሁ። ከአርሲ ነገሌ ነው የመጣሁት። አርሲ ነገሌ ነው ወረዳዬ። ልጄ ለሚታ አምሩ ይባላል። እድሜው 5 ዓመት ነው። ወደዚህ ጋር የመጣ ነው ታሞ ነበረ። አሁን ሐኪም ቤት ስንሄድ ወደ ሪፍሬል ብለው ሐዋሳ ላኩ። ከሐዋሳ ደግሞ አዲስ አበባ ጥቁር አንበሳ ተባለ። ከዛ እዚህ ስንመጣ ካንሰር ህመምተኛ ነው አሉ። ህመሙ ተገኘ። ከዛ በቃ ግንቦት 4 ነው ጥቁር አንበሳ የገባ ነው። እስካሁን ድረስ ተሻሽሎ ይኸውና እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን ህይወቱን እግዚአብሔር አምላክ አዳለን። በዛም ብዙ አገልግሎት እያደረጉልን ነው። እግዚአብሔር አምላክ ይስጣቸው። ምንም የጎደለብን ነገር የለም። ከኛ ጋር ለፍተዋል። እግዚአብሔርም ቆጥሮላቸዋል። ይኸው ተደስተን የሚሰራ ነው። 6 ወሬ ነው አሁን ከመጣው ማለት ነው። አስላን ፕሮጀክት በጣም አመሰግናለሁ ብዬ ነው የምወርደው።
I am Dr. Ali Saddam. I have passed my gratitude to the organizers of Aslan and Aslan projects, because from the beginning I know what they have been doing, irrespective of the obstacles, the bureaucracy, the distance where they come from, and irrespective of all those obstacles, they really initiated and materialized this country's childhood malignancy problem in the country. I don't have words to express how my gratitude toward those individuals. I can mention particularly Julie, Aziz, Sheila, and all the others. Really, this country will never actually forget what we have done for this country. One day we will be rewarded. I just want to say that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Aslan. Thank you, Aslan. Thank you, Aslan. Thank you, Aslan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Wait, where are we moving that video before before my mom speaks, or before...
No, it'll be, so I guess what we'll do would be Smith, your mom, you, and then you'll introduce the video and we'll come up with some stuff, and then we'll do Aziza. So to make this move more quickly, Aziza, do you want to just scrap the stuff about the past and just go right to the pandemic stuff and just talk about what we've done in the last, this year?
We could. I was just wondering if right after, if we could do the video even sooner, or maybe not.
That's pretty early.
Literally that's like 5 minutes in.
Okay. All right.
So that's very early, and we'll have to come up with some script for that. And then you can just say, and for Aziza, you can just say, and now, why don't we just say, we'd like to introduce the medical director of the Aslan Project and co-founder, Dr. Aziza Shad, who's also the blah, 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 to speak about what Aslan has done in the past year, and then you can just talk about, what we've done in the past, in the recent past, if you want to move this more quickly, Aziza.
No, that's fine. I think we have to there are people who join for the first time and may not have any knowledge. So I think the remarks are fine. I just wanted some break from all the talk.
Yeah.
The other thing too that we could do is we have that wonderful video that I made at the end of last year with Inato Adane, who it's a minute and a half long. So we could also just say, you know, depending, we'll have to work through this, but I mean, it's going to be awkward, you know, doing a virtual thing. But anyway, so another thing that we could do to make this, you know, more seamless, Philip, when you say thank you to Aziza after her talk, you can just say my introduction of the Global Pediatric Cancer Partnership Award. So I'll talk for less time, and you can just say that I'd like to now go to Julie Bross to talk to make our first award presentation this evening, the Global Pediatric Cancer Partnership Award that honors, you know, those whose dedication and commitment to our mission have made a very significant impact. So that can be really fast. And then we can just go to what you were going to show of me, Rick.
Right.
I think that would be good. So
I think that's a better way to go.
I'll put this in your cheat sheet, Philip.
Okay.
Okay, then just show me.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring it up. I was going to play I had the other one up, so hold on.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Let me just find
That's
it.
why we're doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
So just while he's doing that, so it'll be me giving the Jones Day Award. Then we'll have a video from Doreen and hopefully a quick one from Doriba. And then Greg Shoemaker from Jones Day will say some remarks. And then we'll go back to you, Philip, to do the live auction.
Yeah. Do you want me to play all these videos, Julie?
Let's just do me and then the Doreen video.
Okay.
And then, so you can see that, and then we won't show Greg's remarks. The Jones Day Foundation holds a very special place to me as well as to Aslan. I was fortunate to be a part of the Jones Day family for more than 20 years as an attorney in its Washington, D.C. office. In 2014, when Aslan was seeking funding to continue our pediatric hematology oncology fellowship training program in Ethiopia, the foundation stepped up with a major grant to enable us to do so. In 2015 and 2016, the foundation provided us with the primary funding to open our second comprehensive program in Jimma, Ethiopia, as well as a fellowship training program there. Then, the following year, the foundation provided yet another grant to increase the workforce capacity in Jimma and throughout Ethiopia in the diagnosis of pediatric cancers. For their cornerstone and steadfast support of Aslan's mission, it is my sincere honor and privilege to present this Global Pediatric Cancer Partnership Award to the Jones Day Foundation. It will be accepted by my friend Greg Shoemaker, who is a trustee of the foundation. But first, I would like to welcome two very special beneficiaries of the foundation's generosity to say hello.
My name is Doreen Mutua. I am a beneficiary of the Aslan Project training. I did my fellowship training in Ethiopia and India and the US, and completed my training in May of 2018. Previously, before my training, I was working with Gertrude's Children's Hospital, and that is where, after I completed my training, I went back to actually strengthen the hemato-oncology service in the hospital. Seeing what I have been able to achieve in such a short time in helping and treating children in Kenya for diseases that would previously have been regarded as death sentences. Most of our children with cancer are actually do not survive their diagnosis. Majority of the time, because of late diagnosis, most healthcare providers don't know how to diagnose and even to treat these children. So coming back and being able to set up a practice, set up systems, be able to interact even with the Ministry of Health to raise awareness about childhood cancer has been actually one of my dreams come true. Also, a passion of mine was to change practice in terms of how we handle our children with sickle cell disease, who majority of them live in sub-Saharan Africa, and also are a bulk of the patients we see in our hematology clinic. And just sitting in these clinics and just seeing how much we have progressed in terms of the care that we are offering to our patients has actually been something I'm very proud of. So today I want to thank the Jones Day Foundation and in conjunction with the Aslan Project, because if it were not for this opportunity that they gave me to train for my fellowship in pediatric hematology oncology, I would not have been able to be in this space and to do all that I have been able to. I appreciate all the efforts and all the support that the Aslan Project have given me all through the years since I started my training in April of 2016 and up to now, as they hold my hand, helping set systems, helping give the support that that I require through the faculty and any consultations that I need. I thank all the sponsors who have given of themselves, given of their resources to actually train me, and knowing that whatever they have done have actually changed the lives of Kenyan children who previously would not have survived some of the blood disorders and cancers that we are now treating and actually seeing them survive. So thank you very much. Thank you, Jones Day Foundation, for what you're doing. And this is actually a milestone that you are achieving, and you're changing the lives of African children. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Doreen. Are we going to watch Dreba's video or?
It's not ready yet.
Okay. All right.
And then after that would be the
remarks from Greg Shoemaker.
So after Greg is when we'd bring you back up.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Greg. And again, thank you to the Jones Day Foundation, whose support has been immeasurable in the success and growth of the Aslan Project the last many years. We've already done the video, right? So now I get to have some fun and say,
right.
Okay. All right, everybody. Now it is time for the live auction. So I hope everyone has their virtual paddles ready. I'd like to remind you, if you'd like to bid for a live auction item, you should type in the chat box your first and last name, your bid amount, and your email address. We'll be monitoring the chat box for incoming bids, and those who submit the winning bid will be expected to pay online by texting Aslan to 56512 and entering the winning amount in the other field when directed by the payment site. We have a total of 6 items tonight. I will say, technology being technology, there's a slight delay from when I'm talking to when you're seeing it, to when you're bidding and I'm seeing it again. So what I'm going to do is we can kick off the bidding as soon as I start talking about any item. And there just may be a bit of a pause as I make sure that there are no more bids, but we'll try to keep this thing moving as quickly as we can. All right. Again, there are 6 items to go through them. The first one is a luxe getaway at the Salamander Resort and Spa on 340 acres in Middleburg, Virginia. We can start the bidding now, actually, at $750. The fair market value is $1,000. It's a 5-star country retreat that includes destination spa, a cooking studio, farm-to-table restaurant, and wine bar. It also, so this package is actually for a $1,000 gift certificate that you can use in any way you'd like at this amazing property.
Can we stop for a second? So I'm not in YouTube, but Rick, can you have Philip start again and you put a bid in and see how long it takes?
Sure.
So, sorry, Philip, if you wouldn't mind going back and just saying, you know,
Yeah.
let's get this started to support the Aslan Project. Our first item is a fabulous getaway.
Right. So we have 6 items to auction off tonight. 6 fabulous items, I should say, to auction off tonight. We will be starting first with a luxe getaway at the Salamander Resort and Spa. We can start the bidding now at $750. This is a $1,000 gift certificate to be used in any way you'd like at this amazing property. It is a resort in Middleburg, Virginia that's set on 340 acres. It is a 5-star country retreat that includes a destination spa, a cooking studio, a farm-to-table restaurant, and a wine bar. I see the fair market. Sorry.
Oh, no, I don't see anything coming in the comments.
I just put it in.
All right. So
did you put it in right when he started?
We started at $750. I think that's a fair place to start for this fantastic gift certificate to this absolutely beautiful resort in Virginia. This would be a fantastic way to donate to the Aslan Project and to make sure that the work we're doing continues. Do I hear $700 from the chat? Oh,
I wouldn't go down until we see. I would just say something like, and maybe Rick, we could get.
I see it in the YouTube chat. I just don't see it in StreamYard. Oh, because I'm in private chat. That's why. Okay.
But it did just come in at 10.
Yeah, I was there too.
Okay, so there is maybe like a 2-minute lag. Let's try it again with the next one. And
all right, hold on a second.
Put it in right when we open the next slide and see. I'll time how long it takes.
Okay.
So you can say, Philip,
all right.
Say last chance at $850.
$850 is the last bid I see. Last chance to bid for this wonderful gift certificate to this beautiful resort. Going once, going twice, and sold to Rick Fowler for $850, who outbid himself at $750. Congratulations, Rick. Our next item is a painting by artist Reba Stewart. We actually have 2 paintings of hers.
Okay, and you can just say that it will go right when you say winner Rick. Rick will go to this screen, and you can just say Rick.
Congratulations, Rick. As a reminder, please text Aslan to 56512 to purchase your item.
Right on. Okay.
We have the next item we have is a painting by artist Reba Stewart. If you've come to Aslan's fundraisers in the past, you'll have seen Reba's work before. This first painting has a fair market value of $600 that we can get the bidding started in the chat at $450. Briefly, artist Reba Stewart has come back in legacy and spirit to the art world. And now, as it was then, she's come like a swirl of energy to direct and inspire a generation of innovative thought among its students. Thanks to her longtime friend and muse, Genevieve McMillan and the McMillan Stewart Foundation, Reba remains one of the leading figures of Boston's own Beat Generation. Her works have been displayed in prestigious institutions like the Fogg Museum at Harvard University, the Boston Museum of Fine Arts, and the Yoshido Gallery in Tokyo, Japan. Oh, I see the bidding has already started. I see $600 in the chat. Do I hear $650? Oh, $700 from Sally Smith. Okay, for this beautiful piece of art. A fantastic way to support the work of the Aslan Project. I see $700. Do I see $750? Currently $700. You don't want to miss the opportunity to own one of these one-of-a-kind pieces of art. Going once at $700. Going twice at $700. Oh, I see $750. Mr. Mike Ames. Okay. Do I see any other bids for this beautiful piece of art? Again, we have one more painting of hers coming up next. But I urge you to bid now or miss the chance at this wonderful painting.
So I'll give you, Philip, I'm going to give you more information on the McMillan Stewart Foundation and Reba Stewart. I'm just going to take pictures of this booklet I have.
Okay.
I should have given it to your mom, but it has lots of background information that you can use as fillers and, you know, how Reba's friendship with whatever. So that'll give a couple of things because we're going to go to the next one too. So you're going to need some filler.
Right. Maybe I won't speed through all this other stuff that I was reading anyway. All right.
I've got tons of information to send you.
Going twice. And sold. Congratulations, Mike Ames. Again, Mike, if you would text Aslan to 56512 to purchase your item, congratulations on the painting. Luckily for everyone, we have a second painting to go next. Again, fair market value of $600. We can start with $450 in the chat. Reba's work, once again, has been seen in many of the finest museums of art in Boston, as well as in Tokyo, Japan.
And I'll give you some other really interesting information. Like I have comments from eminent people about why she was so inspiring and, you know, she died very young and blah, blah, blah. I'll give you stuff you can say.
Okay. Right on. She was once called the best artist.
You want a bid, Rick?
Yada, yada. Okay. Do I see any bids higher in the chat? Let's see. Oh, I see $600 to Mr. Jones. Do I see $650 going once, going twice, and sold? Congratulations, Mr. Jones. Again, if you would text Aslan to 56512 to pay for your item, we can move on to the virtual master cooking class dinner by the former chef at Minibar, Josh Ermias. It includes live music and a wine pairing. This is going to be a fascinating and very fun night for whoever wins it. Fair market value of $1,200. Can we start the bidding at, I don't have a number here, but let's go ahead and say
$800.
$800 seems fair. So let me describe this evening for you a little bit while you go ahead and get those bids in. Joshua,
I'll get this from Mary Grace. That you could say he's been at many other places.
Yeah.
He's developed this new Parsifal restaurant concept that merges music with this or that, and he'll be, you know, this is a virtual cooking class, and the wine will be brought to you. Cool. Live music is part of the experience. You can share this with your friends and you know, invite them to join you in person or virtually. Yeah. And this is going to be an unforgettable evening to learn to cook some fabulous food by one of the top chefs, award-winning chefs in not just Washington, D.C., but around the country, blah, blah, blah.
Wow. That sounds fun. I'm bidding. Okay.
Yeah.
The package, again, it does include some wine pairings and live music. So a great way in this sort of socially distanced time to either have a couple people over and safely do this and cook, or to do it online with people that you know and love. A great way to get together. Do I see anything more than $1,000 is the current bid? I think this would be an unforgettable night. Again, this is a new concept from Chef Jeff Ermias and food from his new Parsifal restaurant. Again, thank you to Mary Grace and Danny Fisher for putting this together for us. Going once at $1,000, going twice, and sold. Congratulations. Mary Smith, you have won a very fun evening. If you wouldn't mind texting Aslan, ASLAN, to 56512 to purchase your event. Next, who doesn't want to escape to Stone Harbor, New Jersey? Oh man, look at this. Beautiful home on the water for a week in June 26th to July 3rd, 2021. So just leading up to the July 4th holiday. The fair market value is $6,800 and the starting bid of $4,750. Do I see $4,750 in the chat? Stone Harbor is, of course, in southern New Jersey. Beautiful town right on the water, not far from Cape May, actually where I am right now. It has water.
I'll give you information, Philip, about
ocean to the east. It's perfect for beach lovers, nature lovers. Ooh, I see $4,750. Do I see 5,000 perhaps in the chat? Perfect for sports enthusiasts, shoppers alike. There's so much to do. really good ice cream, to be honest with you.
Also, you can say, you know, the family is offering a tandem kayak, a stand-up paddleboard to use right off their dock.
Okay.
I'll give you some more information.
Cool. All right. No one else is bidding. I'm bidding. Sounds good. All right. Looks like Sally Slater, congratulations. Going once, I should say. Going twice. And sold. Oh, Mary Adams, never mind. In at $5,000. Congratulations, Miss Adams. Do I see anyone else? Any big suppers out there of stand-up paddleboarders right off the dock? That's one of the amenities at this beautiful home in Stone Harbor, New Jersey. All right, there we are. Another wonderful way to support the Aslan Project's work while also having a nice getaway for you and the people you love. Going once at $5,000, going twice at $5,000, and sold. Congratulations, Mary Adams, for $5,000 a week in Stone Harbor if you would text Aslan to 56512 to purchase your item.
Okay, so Philip, I know you've got to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've got the process down, and I know I just need to give you some fillers about some of these because of the lag time.
Sure.
So after this, just going through the run of show, because you've got to go, you'll just say, you thank all of the auction winners and you invite me to come back.
Congratulations and thank you to all the winners of the live auction this year. Julie Bross, again, Executive Director of the Aslan Project, will be, I would like to welcome Julie Bross, Executive Director of the Aslan Project, back on screen at this point.
And then you can say to present.
The second Global Pediatric Cancer Partnership Award.
Okay, then I'll do that. We'll go through that when you leave, just so that we can see how this is going.
Okay.
Then you come back to congratulate Macmillan Stewart Foundation and announce any text, you know, any other donors, you know, and what I would say there is something like, you know, we know some of you had wanted to get a live auction item. You know, remember, you can still continue to give to the Aslan Project by texting Aslan to 56512 and so just gave at that amount. Thank you so much. And then you say you'd like to invite Aziza back to present the Temesco Camacho Award. And Aziza, this goes back to you.
Yep.
And we'll practice that, Philip, when you leave. And all you will need to do, and we could practice this again with you for 15 minutes at this point, come back to do this last chance donation, knowing that Aziza is going to come back with you on that split screen. Do you want to do that real quick, Rick? How we do the split screen with Aziza?
Yeah, hold on.
So this is after Ryan, I'd say, like, thank you, Ryan. Your story is an inspiration to all of us. Really appreciate your words. In your honor, we hope that those of you who haven't yet been able to give this evening would consider a donation tonight. Every gift tonight will make a difference in the life of a child in Ethiopia or Kenya.
On to make a special announcement. Not me, but Aziza.
Oh.
Do you see Aziza?
He already said, thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, so then I should say, I'd like to welcome Aziza back to make a special announcement.
No, you can just say, I see that Aziza has joined me on the screen, and she's here to make a special announcement. Hi, Aziza.
Hey, Aziza. I see that Aziza is now joining me on the screen. Hey, Aziza.
Hi, Philip.
Awesome. I hear you have a special announcement for us.
I certainly do. And it really takes us back to the core of what the Aslan Project is all about and how it started, through the inspiration and the life of Temesgen Camacho. Philip, you knew him well. 14-year-old young man who was diagnosed with osteosarcoma. Mom sold her only possessions to bring him to the city for treatment. Your family adopted him. You brought him to the United States. And I had the privilege of treating him at Georgetown. His courage, his faith in God, his ability to handle crises is something that has taught all of us a lesson and will remain a lesson for us for years. Temesgen, unfortunately, did not survive his osteosarcoma, but the Aslan Project is a tribute to his legacy and for all the children of Ethiopia. So in his honor, we started an award, the Temesgen Gamacho Award. And it is my great pleasure to introduce a young hero, a fighter, a 5-time cancer survivor, Ryan Tomoff, who's the recipient of this award today. I knew Ryan when he was 2 years old, when he was diagnosed with his leukemia. And I remember him running around the walls, running around the unit at Georgetown with his mom and dad. He completed his treatment for leukemia, and unfortunately it came back. He was retreated. It came back again. Ryan went through a bone marrow transplant and is now a long-term survivor of childhood cancer. However, his journey has not been without setbacks. A couple of years ago, he developed squamous cell carcinoma, which is actually a cancer of the tongue, and had to undergo removal of part of his tongue. The muscle from his arm was used to reconfigure his tongue. The cancer came back again. But since then, Ryan has been cancer-free, and we hope he will remain cancer-free for a long, long time. Ryan has given back just as his family has given back over and over again. He has been an integral part of Special Love, which is a camp for children with cancer, where children can be just themselves. He volunteers for multiple organizations. He's a spokesperson. His mother runs an organization that has supplied quilts even to our program, as well as to many programs around the world. I couldn't think of a better person to honor today. So Ryan, all hats off to you. Congratulations. And we look forward to hearing from you for years and years to come. I mean, this is just off the cuff, okay?
Yeah, but we were bringing back the split screen after Ryan. So Philip, you won't be on the screen when Aziza is saying that. So the split screen, Aziza, will be after Ryan. Philip says, I just heard Aziza wants to come back on to make a special announcement. Hi, Aziza, come on back. And that's when you say that I have been advised by families of children I also have treated, friends of the Tomoff family, who have come together to give a $1,000 donation to the Aslan Project in his honor. And I'm thrilled to announce that my family and I will be matching that donation, right? So that's what the split screen is for. And so then Philip, you say, wow. That is so amazing. Thank you to the Goldberger, Pappas, Eichner, and Schenk families for your generosity, and of course to you, Aziza, and your family. Then you just announce the final tally, Philip, and the thank you. But we'll maybe add up for maybe 15 or slightly more minutes with you again.
Okay.
Great. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna run. Definitely just email me. I have a lot of flexibility tomorrow and Tuesday. So.
Okay. Thank you so much.
See you soon.
Bye. Yeah. You did awesome. Thanks, Philip. Okay, Rick. Hello.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So, I have to take both of us off of the stream to be able to do the split screen. That's why they couldn't hear you speaking earlier.
Okay.
Okay.
Gosh, I think we have a long way to go.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. The transitions with the videos and the slides and everything will be much better once I get the rest of the videos together and edit them together with the transitions in between. Okay. That'll be fine. I need to do a little bit of practice. I'll be honest with you with the PowerPoint slides because it's a little awkward to try and get those up, but I'll make sure that those are seamless.
Okay.
Rick, why was there so much echo? I mean, it was echo on live stream when Smith was talking and when Mary Louise was talking. But Philip was fine because I think Philip was live.
And it was on your computer though, right? Because I wasn't hearing any echo.
I didn't hear any echo, Aziza.
Okay, but were you on YouTube or were you on this one?
I was on StreamYard.
I was on both.
Okay.
What were you on?
No, I was on this StreamYard.
I didn't hear any echo.
Okay.
I think we're okay. Just like I said,
I think somebody may have to say right at the beginning, could you all please mute your mics?
Yes, I agree.
Because that people forget to do, and then somebody's coughing or somebody's running around or whatever. So I think what I remember from Laurie's presentation was, guys, we can see you, but you can't see us, or something to that effect. But please do mute your mics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put that in Phillips.
Yeah.
So, okay, now I'm just looking. I'm going to work right now on I'm working from the cheat sheet, so this will go to Philip rather than working from the run of show. So Philip greets the guests and makes his intro comments.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think
main video.
Yeah, maybe what we'll say is that to shorten things up, a bit later in the evening, we'll have a short live auction with some wonderful items. Do you think we should just take out what they are, or is it helpful that he lists those?
I don't.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know if he necessarily needs to list them because we're going to list them in the communication that goes out tomorrow.
Okay, so let's take those out.
People will be aware of what's going to be given.
Yeah.
Okay, so then he'll do his, and then we will say, Philip says then, okay, Philip then says something like, okay, to start off the evening, we'd like to, we're honored to introduce you to some of the voices of the Aslan Project. Family, children, I'll just say some of the doctors, some of our local partners, and some of the hundreds of children and families we serve each year. And I think we can say some of the more than 1,000 children and families we serve each year. And so then we'll have the video.
Yep.
And then after that,
Julie, do you need me?
Yeah, if you could just stay on just a little longer so that we can just go through our new order with you, okay. So you know. So that's like 6 minutes long. So that would be 6:42 p.m. So then we have Philip introduces Aziza.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to shorten this, so that's going to be shorter too.
The only thing that Philip forgot was I'm also the chief of pediatric hematology oncology. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense for running an oncology program.
I have that in here. He didn't say it yet. So he'll introduce you, and then you do your remarks and Q&A. And do you want me to take out? So if we edit your remarks, Aziza.
Leave them the way they are. I'm going to look at them myself.
Okay.
And, I don't want to sound wooden or stilted. So it'll probably be a little shorter.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, so then after that, we go to, he'll announce major gifts. Then we go to, I'm going to say Philip, then introduces the Global Pediatric Cancer Partnership Award and introduces Julie to present the first award.
Yep.
First award to the Jones Day Foundation. You just do part. Doreen,
Julia, you're going to show one video or two videos for that award? Because Doreen's is pretty long, very long actually.
I have a shorter version that we could use.
Yeah.
We're going to show Doreen and then Dariba. So I can give you, Rick, a shorter version.
Great.
And Dariba's is literally going to be a minute to a minute and a half.
Great.
Thank you remarks from Greg. Do you think you need to shorten those, Rick?
I mean, they're about 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can edit them down, I don't have editing capabilities to edit the videos.
Okay, well then it's too late for that. So we'll have Greg talk.
Okay.
And then Philip comes back to thank the Jones Day Foundation. An update. Okay, we're taking out the video here. Then he goes directly to the live auction.
And then the rest is the same.
Yeah, the rest then stays the same. And I think that the main thing that he has to do is to say, really stress that, because of this lag, those who are interested, please put your bid in right when we put the slide up. And, that way we'll be able to consider everybody who's interested in bidding on this item. And I'll give him some more stuff. So your introduction on Ryan Aziza was great, but it was very long. I
just did it off the cuff. I'm going to make it shorter.
Yeah, it was amazing. I think that, where the first part where you said a courageous 5-time cancer survivor who gives back to, he and his family give back to, in so many ways, to a very special organization, Special Love, which is a camp for children with cancer. His mom and her quilting group have provided quilts to children around the United States and to our program in Ethiopia. Hats off to you, Ryan. I don't know that talking about his whole journey, maybe, I think a 5-time cancer survivor might be good enough. But anyway, you did a great job, and I would just make it like a minute and a half or whatever, because he talks beautifully. Do you want to see his videos?
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yep, just a minute. Let me bring it up.
And then Philip brings you back. And Aziza, I think you're the one who should say the Goldberger, Pappas, Eichner, and family. As far as I know, we haven't gotten any more donations.
Well, I'm going to call Tim Mooney today. I'm going to call the others who haven't responded. Carmen Chen. Have the Chens given anything so far?
Well, they gave $3,000 to us.
Okay.
Like months
this
ago.
was when she had called me. Yeah.
I would just include them anyway. The Chen Chang families, I would include them anyway, because they gave so much. But we haven't gotten anything from, who else are we waiting for?
It was Donna, Marilyn, Terry. I'm just looking at the group. Beth Goldberger, Michelle Pappas, Carmen Chen. It was the Susie Tananis. It was Tim Mooney.
Okay, we haven't gotten anything from the Susie Tananis or Tim Mooney.
Okay, I'll just send off a reminder to all of them today.
Okay.
All right.
All right, you ready for the video?
Yep.
Okay.
I want to thank Ashley for the opportunity to receive this award and Dr. Shad for all the work that she's done for me over the last 20 years and the kids in Ethiopia. Being a cancer survivor has its ups and downs and its accomplishments. Dr. Shad has been in my life for the last 20 years and will stop things on a dime. I want to give a shout out to Special Love, the organization I volunteer for in the summer to give back to kids with cancer. I give back because it means so much to me, to the people who gave back to me while I was a kid at camp with cancer. I think it's very important for me to give back because I've been through it. I've been through what the campers are going through. So they can come to me if they have an issue, either at camp or outside of camp. How did you get through this step? Now, you kind of have to talk down to them a little bit and ask them how are they getting through it, and then give guidance on how you got through it. So my philosophy when I was going through camp or going through cancer was one day at a time. You can't look forward to the weekend because you don't know if you'll make it to the weekend because you're fighting some critical battles. And I think that's important because it's so overlooked that people just think, oh, cancer, well, it sucks, but they don't get everything that's down in the trenches. And that's important to get out because the national funding for cancer is only 4% for childhood cancer, and there needs to be more funding so that more kids can survive in the future.
There you go.
Yep. Very good. So I think right after that is when you wanted Philip and me to come back, right, on the split screen?
Exactly.
And I can say, I'm so delighted to announce, that a group of our parents, or a group of our families whose children battled cancer along with Ryan, or at the same time, have given a generous donation in his honor. And my family would also like to match that donation by $1,000 today. I hope that Ryan serves as that inspiration to you to give to the Aslan Project today, or something to that effect.
Yeah, I think we'll announce. So what I'm going to do, this is why I would appreciate you reaching out to Allison and Tim Mooney, because however short we are, I'll make a donation also. So you can just say that we have, the following families, Goldberger, Pappas, Shank, Bross, Eichner, and whoever else families have come together to give a donation in Ryan's honor of $1,000. And I and my family will be matching that tonight. And I encourage any of you who are, I think it would be great to come from you rather than Philip to say, I encourage any of you who are still with us tonight, who haven't yet given a donation to support our work. You've seen, through Ryan Tomoff, how critical it is to continue this work, and not just, of course, in the United States, but Aslan's mission is to bring the same opportunities of treatment, care, and survival to.
Yeah, actually, what I'm thinking of saying, and I hope I remember it, is that just as Ryan had his opportunities to fight cancer in the United States, this is exactly what Aslan is trying to do for the children of Ethiopia and Kenya, to give them the same fighting chance to survive their cancers as well. So please open your hearts and your wallets to donate today.
Yeah,
something to that effect, something that's very personal, that really hits people. There was something I was going to say. Rick, when you send off the run of the show or whatever to people,
yeah,
I think maybe Philip needs to announce right at the very beginning that there's going to be a special presentation at the end. So please don't leave, because people get tired. I've seen people drop off because not at the Hope for Henry, but at another event that I was at, you could see that after half an hour, people were beginning to drop off.
Yeah.
So to keep that excitement going, I think right up front, Philip needs to announce, or whoever needs to announce, that we have a very exciting show with a big surprise at the end, or a special surprise or something to keep people's attention there. Otherwise, they'll be gone, because people get tired after listening to stuff.
Yeah, I know.
And once the live auction is over, a lot of people will be gone anyway. Yeah.
Got it.
So, all right, that's an important thing. So I'll make a note. Let's see. So Philip, I think we say 2 special presentations after the live auction. Stay on.
Yeah.
So stay with us. I'll say 2 inspiring.
Great.
Okay, and
or 2 inspiring awards instead of presentations. Otherwise, presentation sounds like there's going to be a whole bunch of other stuff. 2 special awards.
Okay. So
that we really would like you to stay on for.
Yeah. So please stay with us. I think that that's great. Other takeaways. I do think probably we do need to maybe keep your remarks to 5 minutes. Do you think, Aziza?
Which remarks are we talking about?
Your remarks.
Your main remarks. Yeah.
And especially if we're going to do the Q&A. So we can, fill in some things with the questions, but just keep that in mind when you look at this, and, what you think is important, so that you can just talk. And I will put in the comment section or why don't we do this? Why don't we, in the private chat, where's the best place for her to see the questions? That we put them in the private chat for her?
The best place to put them is in the comments.
Okay.
On YouTube, because other people that are watching might be putting questions for her in there. So I feel like they should go in there from you as well.
Okay. All right. So we'll pick 2 questions for you. You can look through them, Aziza, and pick the ones that you feel are, best, will give you the best opportunity. But I do think the future priorities of Aslan is a critical one for you to ask. And
I think that is an important one.
And I'll have Thomas Bartenstein from That's Maddie's Boyfriend. He'll ask that question.
Okay.
Great.
So I think if we do that and we start it with the video, did you like our video, Aziza?
Yeah.
And then the one that Sarah is doing is really great. I will work with Rick. I have 2 other versions of Doreen's that are shorter. So I'll pick a shorter one of Doreen's and put that in. I do think that we might need to do this all over again.
The what?
I think that we probably should do this whole thing all over again.
Do this thing, meaning you mean the
rehearsal?
Yeah, sure. We can do it tomorrow.
All right. Let me grab my calendar. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, because let me see what my day looks like too. Okay, I've got a meeting at 11. Let's see. So I'm free between 2 and 3. And then I'm free after 6.
Okay, between 2 and 3 and 6. Let's ask Philip, because
actually between 2 and 3 and 3:30 to 4. No, I think that'll be too short a time.
A little too short, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 to 3 or after 6.
After 6 is all free.
Okay, we'll reach out to Philip about it because I do think we need to we'll get the final videos all in.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we'll go from there.
Okay.
The nice thing, Sarah's video is going to be a little bit over 3 minutes. She's showing she's doing basically walking everyone through Seba Dereja to show. It's really beautiful. And Kabeba says thank you, and it's what, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So that'll go quickly. So the thing that just worries me.
Yeah, I would just put the videos in to break up the monotony of talking. That's what gets people. So
I mean, do you think that we should put in that video of that girl in Natu Dane somewhere? I mean, I feel like we've got, you know, that really wonderful video that I did for the end of the year last year about the girl. I think we have plenty of videos otherwise.
I'll be honest with you. I think we have plenty of videos. We have like 10 different videos. I mean, granted, they're recordings of people speaking, a lot of them, but the more you're going to put in there, the longer the show's going to be.
Yeah.
And the more people we're going to lose.
Yep. We will lose the people.
Less is more.
Yeah.
So I just think that the first video, the one that you started with, where Daniel said thank you and everybody said thank you, is there a shorter one that you could start with? Like a really short one in the beginning, just to start it off, you know? Or when Smith says, or...
The one is that girl from Inatu. Is there some way that I can show that here so you both can see it, Rick?
No, you can't share your screen. I only have the capability of doing that.
Okay. What if I put this in our live recordings right now?
Okay.
Because even the videos can't be too long, just short videos, and I think you've got some good ones, but that's just to break up the monotony of people talking.
Well, then, I mean, honestly, we just then need to keep people talking less, like, you know, have fewer remarks. And I mean, Smith is very short.
Yep.
Mary Louise is very short. You can shorten your remarks.
Yep.
I can re-record mine about Jones Day and Macmillan Stewart and make them shorter. Like, how long were mine, Rick? If we take about my introduction.
Oh, Julie, yours are short.
Yeah.
Yours are pretty short.
So I think maybe Aziza, and I think too, when you're familiar with what you're going to say, you can say all you want to say in 4 minutes. And then,
yeah. I think 4 minutes is enough.
And then we can have just maybe we can have 3 questions where you just talk a little bit. So that's going to be quick. You know, I think if we put the Inatu one in, let me see if I can find it. It's hard for me to find it sometimes. I don't know. Let me see if I can find it just really quick. But I think if we put another short one in the beginning, it's just going to make it longer. I think we show our main video early. It's not that long.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I think we just do that, and he can just say, you know, to start off our program, we're thrilled, you know, and honored to introduce you. This is what the script was. I'm excited to introduce you to some of the thousands of children, parents, doctors who will be benefiting by your support tonight.
Yeah.
And remember that throughout this program, you can text Aslan to 56512 to support our work. We show that, and then we go right to you.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a long video to me.
Yeah.
It goes by fast.
Yeah.
And what do you think, Rick?
No, I 100% agree with you. I don't think we need to add another video. And honestly, I think at this point, it's going to be difficult to change things around too much, especially like with recordings that we have. And really, I think as long as Aziza, you and Philip are, concise with your things, I think we're in pretty good shape. And I know that we're doing, if we do the shorter, is it Sarah video?
Doreen. I have a shorter Doreen video.
Helpful. Mm-hmm.
And Dariba's will be a minute to a minute and a half max.
Then I think we're good. Then I think we're fine. Yeah.
And Sarah's video is a little bit over 3 minutes, but it's really exciting to see what Seba Durasia is all about and what we provide the children. And also we have to remember, Kabeba, we have an audience here also, the Jones Day Foundation, that we're trying to keep engaged with us as a donor. And then McMillan Stewart, Kabeba told me yesterday, Aziza, that he's gonna ask if we can do another 3-year engagement with them, $40,000 a year.
That's
so
amazing.
We want to have these incredible things for them. These other people, if they drop off, maybe they would have given us $50. But McMillan Stewart's going to give us $40,000 a year. So we can't cut that too much, No,
you don't want to cut those. Those are the two main videos.
Right.
One is for the fellowship training program, and the other one is for the family support stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And honestly, the only other video is the main video that we're going to play earlier, and then Ryan. Yeah. Ryan's pretty short, so I really
short too. Yeah.
We're right about where we need to be.
I think one thing that we need to say to Philip, though, I do think his opening remarks are too long. I know it's great for him to joke a little bit, but I do think his opening monologue is too long.
Okay.
What do you think? What did you guys think?
I mean, I kind of liked his joking banter. It made it a little bit lighter.
Light, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that was nice.
Okay. Because that's the only other place that we can really cut if we're trying to, move this along.
I think just announcing at the very beginning, because what you don't want is people to leave after the live auction.
Yeah.
Is just reminding people that there are two other exciting not presentations, but two other exciting awards.
Yeah.
That we would love for everyone to stay for.
You could even reiterate that before the live auction.
Exactly.
Just remember, we're going to have some great, exciting things happening after the live auction. Please make sure that you're staying with us.
Yeah, exactly.
What if Rick right there, when Philip is to that point, we put up a PowerPoint slide with our run of show?
I don't think people are honestly going to be interested in seeing that.
Okay. Do we want to put a slide with the run of show in the deck that goes while people are waiting to join?
I don't think people need to see the actual specifics of the evening. I think they're just there to watch and enjoy.
Rick, what do you think about that? Maybe when you send off the last reminder or whatever you were planning to send them the link or whatever, just to say, looking forward to you spending 60 exciting minutes with us regarding the Aslan project. So people know it's finite.
That would be.
That helps.
Mm-hmm.
Because then they know they're only there for an hour and it's not going to drag on for 2.
Okay, why don't we have Philip say that?
Yeah, looking forward to just spending the next hour with you all.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next hour with you all, 60 exciting minutes with you all, whatever.
Yeah.
So that is very finite in people's minds.
Yep. Okay, great.
Okay, so I need to send Philip more filler information now that we see this lag about
the live auction pieces.
Yeah, about Reba and Genevieve McMillan. I'll get some background on Josh Hermias. I'll give him some background on Stone Harbor, so he can just fill this, and hopefully the bids will come in. One question. What if, so I think Philip should say, you know, there is a lag. And so I'm, you know, calling last chance bid. And, you know, in, 30 seconds, I'm going to cut this off, because what if Mary Adams bid $5,000 at 10:16 and Philip is doing all of this and he says sold to Mary Adams. And right when he says sold, we get one for $6,000. Do we have, and somebody says, well, I see on the chat box that I had a higher bid, and what do we do?
Well, when Philip says going once, going twice, sold, that's the price you're gonna have to go with. So if he can wait for like 30 seconds, but that's sort of how it's going to have to be. And I'll be honest with you, when I was typing in YouTube in the chat box, I was switching between YouTube and StreamYard, and it was coming up in StreamYard probably not like maybe 10 seconds later.
Okay.
There is a delay, but it wasn't like a minute or anything like that. It was coming through pretty fast.
Okay, so maybe what he can say is 30 seconds left, going once.
Yes.
Okay. All
Any
right.
final bids need to, please type in now.
Yeah, or you can even say going once, going twice. Guys, this is a great opportunity for you, last opportunity. Then you have that 10 seconds.
Yes.
And then he can,
Okay, sounds good. Any last thoughts, Rick?
No, I'm going to work on, just get me the videos as soon as you have them so I can edit them together. And because that'll help the transitions immensely. And obviously I'll work on the transitions for the slides and any updates for those. But did you updated them? Did you haven't updated them yet?
I have updated them, but I realized that I misspelled Josh's name.
Oh, okay.
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 I did update them. I still have not received from Mary Grace the fair market value.
Okay.
So
and I know we're waiting also for the other painting too. So
it's 600. I'm sure it is. We can just go with that.
Okay.
So good. Okay.
I'm going to be working today, so you all contact me if there's anything you need. I'm working away on different things, so please let me know if you need anything. Okay.
Great. Thank you.
And then let's plan on. We'll connect with Philip on a time for tomorrow to do another rehearsal.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. Okay.
Thank you so much, Rick.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.